name is John White. That is Juan Blanco in Spanish. I'm now living in a small town in Mexico. Today I'm going to explain how to solve the games called the Maya Cosmic Number Puzzles. We have a Facebook page and we would appreciate it if you would check it out and like it. We send out free puzzles, and you can also see the artwork that makes up the front covers of our puzzle books. The original puzzles were inscribed in solid gold plates that formed an ancient Maya book. These complex puzzles were originally found buried deep inside a Maya pyramid in the late 1940s of the last century. They cost many good men their lives discovering them for the first time. In that Maya jungle they had laid lost to the entire world for over 1,400 years. Someday in the future, we hope to show you all the gold plates. But for now, we only have 2 of the plates that we can show you. If you click on the link showing now, we have a video showing you our first adventure of how we rediscovered the gold plates for the second time here in central Mexico. I hope you will enjoy watching our adventure. Some people have said the games look similar to Sudoku. Yes, they are both number puzzles. However, the big difference is that the Maya people were solving this type of puzzle more than 5,000 years ago. And they were also using the mathematical concept of a zero long before any other civilization on this planet. We only have the puzzles available for the Android system at the present time of October 2013. We hope to have them available for the 1st of December 2013 for regular PC computers. Later we are planning on having them available for the Apple system. We will keep you posted if you join us on Facebook. On your Android tablet or smartphone, you have the ability to select the Help feature. This lets you see if the number you have chosen has already been used. You can even turn it on or off. This is just one of the features that we have available on our Android program, or as generally referred to as an app. Google Play is where you must go to be able to purchase any of the puzzles. Just click on the link showing now. It will take you there to see the first 50 books that we have available. One of the books is for free to let you see if you like the challenge of solving the puzzles. Each book has 165 puzzles and their solutions. We have priced the books starting at only $1 for the 5x5 version. The 7x7 versions are $2. The 9x9 versions are $3, and the larger versions are all $4. Enjoy them while at the same time you are learning problem solving and the ability to program your brain to rapidly respond to new ideas. We have many more videos posted on YouTube of the other versions of the games. They are posted for the 5x5 version, the 7x7 version, and the 9x9 version. Our videos are in English, Spanish, Arabic, French, so invite your friends to watch, and we hope to have them available in other languages very soon. Today we will be showing you the 10x10 version. This has 10 columns, it has 10 rows. This puzzle has numbers from a 0, which is represented by this figure here, to a 9. 1 dot represents a 1, 2 dots represent the 2, 3 dots represents a 3, 4 dots represents the 4, a bar represents the 5, a dot and a bar represent the 6, 2 dots and a bar represent the 7, 3 dots and a bar represent the 8, and 4 dots, and the bar represent the 9. Next, read the rules of how to solve the puzzle in your native language. We have the program in over 40 languages available on the Android system. So it should be easy for you to understand how to finish the puzzles in whatever language you speak. The rules will be shown at the end of this video in English. First, I start with finding the row or column with the least amount of blanks in it. This row has 3 blanks. This row has 3 blanks. This column has only 2 cells that do not have numbers in them. So this would be the place that we will start. On the right side, we have a 1, we have a 2, we have a 5, we have a 6, a 0, 3, a 9, and a 7. We are missing the 8 and a 4. So if we look across this row here, we have a 0, a 2, a 1, a 7, an 8. So if we have an 8 here, we cannot have an 8 here. Only the 4 could go here, which means the 8 must go down here. That solves for that column. Then, on this row, we have 2 blanks. That will be the next place that we will solve for. On the right side, we have the 7, we have a 9, we have a 6, we have a 2, a 0, 5, a 1, and an 8. We are missing both the 4 and a 3. So if we look on this column, we see that we have a 3 here. So a 3 cannot go here, only the 4 can go here. That means the 3 must go in this position. In solving for the left side of this column, we have a 2, we have a 3, we have a 6, we have a 0, a 1, a 4, an 8, and a 9. We're missing a 7 and a 5. When we look on this row, we have a 3, we have a 9, we have a 7 here. So if we have a 7 here, we cannot have a 7 here. There's only a 5 to go here. That means a 7 has to go in this position. That solves for that column. Next, we're solving for this left side of this row. We have an 8, we have a 9, we have a 1, we have a 4, we have a 2, we have a 0, a 3, and a 7. So we are missing the 6 and a 5. When we look at this side of this column, we have a 4, we have a 9, we have a 7, we have a 2, we have an 8, a 0, a 3. That does not help us. And when we look here, we have a 2, a 6. The 6, if it is here, cannot be here, only the 5. That means the 6 has to be here. That solves for this row. Next, we're going to solve for this row because it only has 2 blanks. On the right side, we have a 0, we have a 2, we have a 1, we have a 7, an 8, a 6, a 5, and a 4. We're missing a 3 and a 9. So if we look in this column here, we see that we have a 9 here. So if we have a 9 here, that means the 9 cannot go in this position, only the 3, the 9 must go here. Then on the left side of this row, we have a 3, we have a 9, we have a 7, a 0, a 2, a 6, an 8, and a 5. We're missing both a 4 and a 1. If we look on this column for some confirmation, we see that we have a 4 here. So the 4 cannot go in this position, only the 1. It means the 4 must go over here. That solves for that row. Next, we look around and we see that we have only 2 blanks in this column, so let's solve for it next. We have on the right side, we have a 7, a 0, a 3, a 2, a 5, a 1, a 6, and a 4. We're missing both the 8 and the 9. So if we look across this row here, we have a 2, a 4, a 1, an 8. So if we have an 8 here, we cannot have an 8 here. Only the 9 can go here. That means the 8 must go here. Then solving for the left side, we have a 4, we have a 9, we have a 2, Then solving for the left side, we have a 4, we have a 9, we have a 7, we have a 2, we have an 8, a 0, a 3, and a 6. We're missing both the 1 and a 5. So if we look across here, we have a 7, we have a 2, we have a 4, 3, 0, 9. That does not help us. Here we do have the 5, So if a 5 is here, 5 cannot go here, must go up here. That leaves it only a 1 for this position here. That solves for that column. Next, we look around and we see that this row, we only have 2 spots available to be filled in. So we will go there next. On the right side, we have a 2, we have a 4, we have a 1, we have an 8, a 0, a 3, a 9, and a 5. We are missing both the 6 and we're missing the 7. So if we go down this column, we have a 2, we have a 9, we have an 8, we have the 6 here. So if we have the 6 here, 6 cannot go in this position here, only the 7. That means only a 6 can be here. Then solving for the left side, we have a 7, we have a 2, we have a 4, we have a 3, a 0, a 9, a 5, and a 6. We are missing both the 8 and a 1. If we look for confirmation on this column, we see that we have the 8 here. So that means the 8 cannot go in this position, only the 1. That means the 8 must go here. That solves for that row. Next, let's see what else we can complete. This column has 2, and this column has 2. This column has 2 blanks. So let's start here and see if we can complete this column. On the right side, we have an 8, we have a 2, we have a 7, a 4, a 9, a 0, a 5, and a 3. We're missing both the 1 and a 6. So if we check this row here, we see that we have a 6 here. So if we have the 6 here, that means only a 1 can go here. If the 1 goes here, then the 6 must go there. Then for the left side, we have a 0, we have a 7, 3, an 8, a 4, a 6, a 2, and a 5. We are missing a 9 and another 1. So if we look across this row, we see that we have the 9 here. We have the 9 here. That means only a 1 can go here. The 9 must go up here. We could have also checked and seen that there was a 1 here, which confirms that. We can also check and see that there's a 1 here, so the 9 must go here, and the 1 here. Next, let's solve for this column. On the right side, we have a 0, we have a 4, we have a 6, a 2, a 3, an 8, a 9, and a 7. We are missing a 5 and the 0. When we check here, we see that we have the 0 already, so that means only the 5 can go here, the 0 must go here. On the left side, we have a 6, we have a 2, a 4, a 0, a 1, a 9, a 7, and an 8. We are missing a 3 and a 5. So if we check here, we see that we have a 7, a 6, a 1, a 3, an 8, and a 4, and a 2. That does not help us. Well, we have a 3 here. So if we have the 3 here, this must be a 5. Then this must be the 3. That solves for that column. Then we look around and we see that we only have 2 here, so let's solve for it next. We have on the right side, we have a 2, a 9, a 7, a 4, an 8, a 6, a 5, and a 1. We're missing the 3 and a 0. So if we look around, we see that we have a 3 here. So if we have a 3 here, we cannot have a 3 here. This can only be the 0, and this must be the 3. On the left side, we have an 8, a 2, a 1, a 9, a 5, a 6, a 4, and a 3. We're missing a 0 and a 7. We are missing the 0 and a 7. So if we look around, we see that we have the 7 here. So that means that the 7 cannot go in this position. Only the 0 can go here. The 7 must go up here. That solves for that column. Then we see that we have only 2 blanks in this column, so let's solve for it next. We have a 3, we have a 7, we have a 6, a 9, a 4, an 8, 2, and a 5. We're missing again a 1 and a 0. So if we look around, we see that we have a 0 here. So that means only a 1 can go here, 0 must go here. Then for the left side, we have a 3, we have a 5, an 8, a 6, a 7, 2, 1, and a 0. So we are missing a 4 and a 9. So if we look, we see that we have the 4 here. So that means only the 9 can be in this position, the 4 must be down here. That solves for that column. Next, we're going to solve for this row. It only has 1 blank. That makes it very easy to solve for. On the right side, we have a 6, a 0, a 5, an 8, a 9, 3, 2, 7, and 1. We are missing only the 4. On the left side, we have a 9, we have a 5, we have a 7, we have a 6, a 1, 3, 8, 4, and 2. We're missing only the 0. That solves for that row. Then we look around and we see that we have 3 blanks in this row, 3 blanks in this row, and 3 blanks in this row, and only 1 here. So we're going to solve for this row next. On the right side, we have a 5, a 9, an 8, a 1, a 4, 0, 3, 6, and 7. We were missing only the 2. We are missing only the 2. On the left side, we have a 2, a 7, an 8, a 5, 1, 4, 0, 3, and 9. We're missing only 6. That solves for that row. Next, we check around and we see that we only have 1 blank in this row. So we're going to solve for it next. We have a 1, we have a 5, 0, 2, 8, 9, 4, 3, and 6. We are missing only the 2. On the left side, we see that we have a 1, a 3, an 8, 2, 4, a 6, a 9, a 7, and a 0. We're missing only the 5. That solves for that row. Then we can come down and solve for this column, which leaves only 1, makes it very simple. On the right side, we have a 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 6, 0, 8, and 9. That leaves only the 7. On the left side, we have a 0, a 1, a 4, 5, a 6, 2, 3, 8, and 9. We are missing again only the 7. That solves for that column. Then we look around and we see that we only have 2 blanks in this row. So on the right side, we have the 0, we have an 8, we have a 7, we have a 4, a 2, a 5, a 1, and a 9. We're missing both the 3 and a 6. So if we look around, we see that we have the 6 here in this position here. So that means only a 3 can go here, the 6 must go here. Then solving for the left side, we see that we have a 6, we have a 9, a 7, a 3, a 1, a 4, 0, and an 8. So we are missing a 5 and a 2. If we check, we see that we have the 2 here. So the 2 cannot be in this position, only the 5. That means the 2 must be over here. That solves for that row. Then on this column, we have 2 left, 2 here, and 2 here, so we can solve for this column first. We have the 5, an 8, a 0, a 7, a 2, a 3, 1, and a 6. We are missing both the 9 and a 4. So if we check, we see that we have a 9 in this position here. So that means the 9 cannot go here, only the 4 can. That means the 9 can go here. We check, we see that we have a 4 over here. Again, for confirmation, that means only the 9 can go here and only the 4 can go here. Then on the left side, we see that we have a 7, we have a 3, an 8, a 6, a 9, a 2, 5, and a 1. We're missing the 0 and we're missing the 4. We see that we have a 0 in this position here, so the 0 cannot go here, must go here. That means only the 4 can go here. That leaves on this row 2 blanks, 2 blanks on this row here. On this column, 2 blanks, 2 blanks. So we could solve it either which way. I'm going to solve it in the form of a column. So we have an 8, a 0, 7, 9, 1, 6, 4, and a 2. We're missing the 5 and a 3. So if we check around, we see that we have the 5 here. That means the 5 cannot go in this position, it must go here. That leaves only the 3 up here. On the left side, we have a 6, we have a 0, a 2, a 3, a 7, a 5, 1, and a 4. We're missing the 9 and an 8. So if we check around, we see that we have no confirmation in this, and we see that we have a 9 here. So if the 9 is here, it cannot be here, only the 8 and only the 9 here. That makes it easy to solve for this row, leaving on the right side, we have a 7, a 6, a 3, a 9, a 5, a 4, an 8, 2, and a 0. we only are missing the 1. On the left side, we have a 3, we have a 4, we have a 6, we have a 0, a 9, a 7, 5, 2, and a 1. So we are only missing the 8. Then that only leaves 1 blank for this column, a 9, a 3, an 8, 1, 5, 7, 4, 2, and a 0. We're missing only the 6. On the left side, we have a 1, we have a 9, 4, an 8, 5, 0, 3, 6, and a 2. We're missing only the 7. That completes this puzzle. The difficulty level is represented by the Maya Spirit Zapaknu. In this case, it is a level 2. We have 1s and we have 3s for the other 2 difficulty levels. In this place here, you have a place to put your time and the date so that you can check to see your improvements of how they're doing. Down here, we have the serial number of this particular puzzle so that you can refer back to it. Thank you for your time. If you go to Google Play, that's where we have the Android phones and smartphones, the tablets for sale of these particular type of puzzles at the present time.